Well, let's switch our attention over to recruiting for a second. And the reason for that is because the Virginia Tech game, according to Urban, is part of, quote, the biggest recruiting weekend of the year. His reasoning for saying that, quote, it's a big national audience. It's Ohio State night, Buckeye football at nighttime, night game, Buckeye style, and that stadium's awesome. We both know that you both spent considerable time growing up in Columbus before being recruited to Ohio State. Evan, obviously you went to Chicago. My question to you is, do you remember attending an Ohio State game as a recruit, and any memories that you can share?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I remember when I came, watched Dane Sanzenbacher, DeVere Posey go to work against Miami at home. That was the first time I had to get the chance to talk with Dane, and great guy, and he was considering some of the same schools that I was at the time. So we had a lengthier conversation then, and it was really cool to kind of have that experience. And then you walk out into the atmosphere, you're like, holy shit, right? Like as recruits, you're walking behind the team and the team does its walk, and you look up, you see the snipers on the top of the law tower to the left of you. And, some more craziness in terms of like this big old Columbus bomb truck to the right that you got to go walk by. And it all just starts to hit you, right? Like what you're about to go do. And then you walk into the Coliseum that is the Ohio State, or the Horseshoe, right? And at night, I'm pretty sure at the time, it was one of the first times we've opened at night as well. So it was just so much of a buildup. And, as a recruit, it wasn't that nighttime game for me, but, playing Miami, that's a big deal. Obviously, I got history there, and so do a lot of Buckeye fans. So it was cool to watch, but you realize how big the machine is behind Ohio State football when you come as a recruit in those settings.
I abused the unofficial visit policy. I went to Ohio State games every weekend.
Yeah.
Because I was 30 minutes away from campus.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So every single home game I was at an Ohio State game. And it's just what I did. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. They were probably too familiar with me, but just, being able to spend time on campus just to watch the team and really see how the operation goes. I enjoyed every aspect of it.
I mean, once you commit to, it's a lot of I'm sure you wanted to start to get to know the guys a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? You kind of want to start to build that camaraderie.
Yeah. I got to know Briante Dunn really well. I got to know Tyvis Powell really well. Got to know a lot of guys who were in my class and some of the guys who were younger than me. Cam Burrows was a guy who was getting recruited at the time that they really wanted. Got to know him pretty well. So it was definitely a lot about camaraderie. But selfishly, I was going to go be with my Buckeyes.
Right.
Well, I saw Jack Sawyer talk about it on YouTube, and he actually he said he got to sit into a meeting with Larry Johnson when he was, working with the D linemen. What do they do when you go there for official game visit? Do you get a chance to sit in the locker room when the coach is giving the pregame speech? Or are you pretty segmented away from the team?
No,
pre-game, post-game locker room is off limits.
Yeah, okay. I don't know about that.
And I think that's a rule. I don't think that's just a policy.
Okay.
So,
yeah, but you still get your down on the field as the team's warming up.
And they'll bring you to the hotel before the game and everything too, to see your coaches and all that kind of stuff.
But to paint the picture of a difference, right? You get Ohio State where when you're doing that, LeBron's freaking 10 yards away from you, right?
And that's the difference. And on Captain's Weekend, they'll bring you to the golf course,
right?
That Friday night, and you'll just bump into a former Ohio State captain and a legend, whatever.
Okay. Eddie George is talking tonight. And you're like, oh shit. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Let's do this one, guys.